Welcome back to day 3 of what has been an absolutely amazing competition here in Tokyo, Japan, the IPF 2019 World Open Sub-Junior, Junior and Masters Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. And I'm joined this morning by Chrissy, Tasmanian Devil Chamley, all the way from Australia, and we're going to be looking at the 47 and 52 kilo class this morning.
Open lifters, Gary.
It is heating up here. Only one platform running today, so all the action packed into one.
Actually, it is heating up here in Tokyo, Japan. It's actually quite warm.
Yeah, we woke up this morning, the sun comes up exceptionally early here.
And bright, suddenly.
And quite bright at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
So
and actually stays quite warm the entire day.
it certainly does. We can feel the heat this morning. It's going to be a little bit tougher for the athletes out in that warm-up room today.
Look, it could be. It's a great warm-up room. There's 8 Eleiko racks out there. There's great space, and all the athletes are saying it's wonderful in the warm-up, but it's still warm.
That is just absolutely fantastic,
Yeah, it is,
isn't
it?
8 Eleiko racks.
So we've got the under 47 kilo class. Gary, how many lifters have we got in that session, in that group?
So we've got the under 47s, we've got 4 lifters there, then we've got the under 52s. We've got, I think, 10 lifters in the under 10 or 11 lifters in the under 52s as well.
So we're just going to call that all together.
It'll all be one session.
Great.
So we'll be jumping around a little bit.
And in this session, we'll be able to see the scorecard on the screen at times, will we?
Yeah, we'll have the scores will be running all the time. We'll keep you up to date with everything. You can watch everything live. We'll be making sure we all know what's going on. And to give you a bit of an idea of what to expect today, the under 47 kilo world open record is 98 kilograms, and the world open 52s is 110.5 kilograms.
So Gary, just looking at the scorecard already then, I can see the Japanese lifter, Kobayashi, she's opening on 92.5. We could see a world record attempt maybe.
Yeah, look, so the World Masters 1 record is 92.5.
Right.
The
open record.
So, and Kobayashi is an M1 lifter. So we definitely be looking at a world record attempt today, I'd imagine.
Exciting.
And every day has been exciting. I mean, every day we're seeing world records for left, right and centre. And we are getting underway now. Our first lifter, Diksha Sharma from India, opening on 40 kilos. She's an under 52 kilo lifter.
Wonderful to see all the nations, many nations here. I think there's over 40 nations.
It's been an absolutely huge competition and some big teams as well. And that is a very smooth opening lift. And it should be 3 white lights, and it is 3 white lights. Our next lifter jumping up to 70 kilos now, Asiya Rozbekova from Kazakhstan, 70 kilograms. So we're into the 47 kilos now. So remember, this young lady weighs less than 47 kilograms, and she's lifting 70 kilos. This is a huge opening lift. It's 5 kilos off a personal best. An interesting technique with a roll of the wrist there, but it worked beautifully for her. And it's 3 white lights and it's on the board. Shuttleworth from the US of A now, 70 kilograms. Jumping back into the 52s now.
Speaking about nations, there's been a huge turnout of Kazakhstan lifters, I've noticed, at this event.
Not only a huge turnout, they cleaned up yesterday with medals left, right and centre.
We had that anthem going several times.
I am familiar with the Kazakhstani anthem now.
Yeah, it's great.
So 70 kilos for Moira.
Beautiful looking
And
press, Gary.
Very, very nice technique
And of
there.
course, the Americans love their bench pressing. It's just their thing.
Very, very textbook the way they coach it.
Oh, yeah.
So Kayla Johnson now from the USA looking at 72.5, so back into the 47 kilos.
And in the bench press only competition, coaching and strategy and attempt selection must play a really significant role.
Yeah, it's quite different than a 3-lift competition, and we'll often see athletes lift a lot more on the bench in a single lift competition as opposed to a 3-lift.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And managing adrenaline's a little bit different as well. And attempt selection, absolutely, we're not having to worry about fatigue from the squat. We're not having to worry about managing energy for the deadlift. And that was a very, very nice press. And 3 white lights on the board. Tatiana Koroleva from Russia now for 75 kilograms. So back into the 47s. And she is one to watch today.
Yeah, we'll watch her. She's certainly in the hunt for a medal. That 47 kilo class actually looks quite competitive, doesn't it? There's 3 lifters all jostling around the 70s for their opener, and then that standout lifter, Kobayashi from Japan, who's going to open on 92.5.
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting. I mean, if Kobayashi from Japan puts the 92.5 on the board, she's going to be very difficult for anyone to peg down.
Yeah.
But the bronze and the silver medal are going to be an absolute battle. Tatiana with absolute textbook technique there. And that's a good lift. Now we move up to the 52s again with Marta Strezik from Poland, 80 kilograms.
And as European countries go, Poland is very highly represented here at bench press,
Poland
isn't
has
it?
quite a very big team at this championship this year, in both raw and equipped. This is the first time we'll see raw and equipped at the same event.
So, Gary, can lifters that we're seeing here lifting raw potentially also come back and lift equipped later on in the week? Or?
Yeah, so they can compete in both. And we've seen a few athletes already this week managing that fatigue to ensure they've got enough energy to compete in the equipped as well. And we've seen a couple of athletes put their second lift on the board and are clearly holding the gold medal and can't be beaten, and they'll pass on that third lift knowing that they've got to compete again later in the week.
There's a good lift there. So that explains why some of our lifters did their first and second lift, were secured of their medal position, and then opted not to take the third attempt.
So they're just trying to manage that energy levels, knowing they've got to.
They're going to bench again later.
And that bench takes a lot of energy as well. Suza Okamura from Japan, 85 kilograms.
Huge round of applause from the crowd here for this lifter. Look at that wonderful suit from Titan with the cherry blossoms. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, they've got a good reputation, Titan, of making some very, very nice looking suits.
Yeah, with national motifs on them.
A little bit awkward on the descent there, and you can see she just couldn't steady that bar to her chest and got held down there for quite a long time. If you watch the replay, she was just a little bit awkward coming down. She's clipped the bar. She's clipped the rack on the way down.
Oh, is that what happened?
So she's set up way too close to that rack.
And I know that she probably felt she was held like an eternity down there, but it's because that bar wasn't on there.
Half a second feels like a long time when you're at the bottom. Tatiana Shavinska from Ukraine now, 90 kilograms. And the 52s, this is going to be another class. We've got 8 lifters sitting around that 90 kilo mark.
So this is going to be a great competition. As you said, so many lifters jostling around the 90s, strategizing for the perfect number to post up on the board.
Oh, and that was absolutely a beautiful press from Tatiana. The Ukrainian, the way they're coaching bench press over the last couple of years is absolutely phenomenal. Ghana from the Ukraine now, 90 kilograms.
From Ukraine, 95 kilos on the bar.
19 years of age? No, sorry, competing 19 years, 42 years of age, I beg your pardon.
Well, you had me confused then because I looked at a year of birth and you said 19 years of age. I
Yeah.
thought, clearly I've read something wrong.
Yeah. She looks 19. How's that?
So plenty of experience under the bar here.
Yeah, powerlifting for nearly 20 years.
Yeah, that was probably a little slower than she would have liked for an opening lift. But it's a good lift and it's on the board.
I guess when you've been competing that many years, you also perhaps condition yourself to opening heavier.
Yeah, I mean, your body becomes a little bit more used to things. And you know your body after 19 years, and you know what you're capable of. Marina Bekatova from Russia now looking for 90 kilograms. It's that chest up.
Yeah, great tension.
Super high.
Yeah, great tension through the upper back. It's a fantastic flexibility there, combined with strength to keep it tight. Oh, that's
Very
wonderful.
nicely done. And 90 goes on the board. Naoka Kabayashi from Japan now. So we're in the 47. This is the 92 and a half. Now this is equal to the world record for Masters 1. And
Kobayashi.
she's actually lifted 96, so she's got a national record.
And it's
And this is a smart weight selection from the coach. I mean, you could have opened at 93 kilos and taken the world record on the first lift, but the smart thing is 92 and a half. That record attempt isn't playing on a mind for her opening lift. She's nice and calm, casual, knows she can hit this any day of the week, and then she can come out, have an attempt at a world record, knowing she's already got a lift on the board.
it's like her last warm-up.
A little wobbly on the chest, but she managed to steady it. So that goes on the board.
So I guess she's going to go away and talk about how that felt and what they're going to put in for their second attempt, because they've got a couple of different options, I suppose,
there's
for
a
the
few
second
different
attempt.
options. If they're looking for a world record, they don't have to go a full 2.5 kilos. Haruka Tomiyama from Japan, 92 and a half kilograms. This is going to be really tough to get into the medals in the 52s. Having to work extremely hard for an opening lift. It's very close to a personal best, and it was a very tough lift. She gets it on the board, but has she really left herself much room to move now?
Well, that's interesting. I'm looking at the difference between the juniors and sub-juniors that we were calling yesterday in this competition and now the open class. And the juniors and sub-juniors quite logically open more conservatively. And once you get in the open class, you've actually got to open on something that's a little bit of a challenge because you simply don't have the room to move, the luxury of going easy on yourself for the first lift, I guess.
Joanna Reaver from Canada, 92.5, made that look like a warm-up lift. And that's a name that we're all familiar with, Joanna Reaver.
Yes.
Sophia Waldmarson from Sweden, 97.5. So the world record is 110.5. So she might just be trying to set herself up for a third lift attempt at a world record. You never know. It's certainly not out of reach for her. But 97.5. And this lift will make it pretty tough for anyone to try and challenge her for the gold. Gives her a nice little edge.
Incredible athlete, Sophia. You can see there that she's got that incredible combination of flexibility and strength.
Oh, that was an absolutely fantastic lift. And that should be 3 white lights, and it is. So that takes us through round 1.
That's absolutely sensational. And you know, it's that combination of understanding her mechanics and getting the perfect setup, but also she's incredibly strong throughout her entire body to hold that tension. She doesn't move. She's like a
and
rock
you could
when
look
she
at her
sets
setup
herself.
there when they've handed her the bar, nothing moved. Yeah, and that is absolute technical. That's what you want. You want nothing else to move except that bar. So everything is going into it. So Diksha Sharma from India now looking for 50 kilograms.
So we're
And
in the...
they're getting bigger and bigger. Their representation at these international events
Oh,
from India
India.
is just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And you can see every event we come to, their coaches and their athletes are getting more and more experience, and they're different to watch every time.
India love their powerlifting. That looks like a good lift.
She's got an interesting rack height and setup. She gets a good lift, but her rack height is quite low, and she sets up quite a long way from the bar.
Yeah, there's certainly room for her to try some different techniques and different arrangements that we can see, but wonderful for her to get this experience at Worlds.
Asiya Rozbakova from Kazakhstan now, 72.5. A good opening lift at 70, taking a nice little jump to 72.5. Just trying to keep herself in touch there.
She's the lightest lifter in the 47 kilo class, and this will temporarily put her into the third position before Johnson goes for her next lift.
Yeah, so this is actually a really smart decision. 72.5. She's not trying to push anything. Wants to get it on the board and just wait and see what happens.
She has to wait, exactly.
And how many times have we seen this week so far someone miss a lift and fifth position slides up into the medals?
Correct. So good strategy here. She gets the 72 and a half, and Johnson's called for 77 and a half for her next lift. So the pressure then's on her to make sure she can hold her position.
That's it, put the pressure on. So we jump into the 52s now for Shuttleworth from the US of A, 75 kilograms.
From United States, 75 kilos on the bar.
I'm certain I've seen Shuttleworth in equipped benching, so I'm pretty sure we'll see her later in the
we'll
week.
be seeing a lot of these athletes later again in the week. They're really taking advantage of being able to compete in both at the one competition. And it's so fantastic from a spectator's point of view to be able to come to one event and watch equipped and raw at the same event.
Shuttleworth, great touch. There she goes.
Handles that very, very well. Just demonstrating her experience there.
So potentially a lifter can come to this combined event and medal in two distinct
Absolutely,
formats.
you could go home with a bag full. Tatiana Korolova from Russia, 77.5.
77.5 kilos on the bar.
She's probably not going to be able to medal, challenge for that gold medal. But she'll be wanting to take home the silver at least. And Kobayashi's put in a massive 100 kilos for her second attempt.
Yeah, so this is the battle for the silver, battle between the silver and the bronze going on.
77.5 on the bar.
Between her and Johnson at this stage. Oh, it's heavy.
Has to drive hard for it. She took a little while to steady the bar to set up, so she got held in that start position for quite a while. And you can see it really took its toll, but she gets it on the board. Kayla Johnson from the USA now, 77.5. So we're in the 47s.
So let's see how Kayla benches this, because...
Yeah, well, she has to get this one on the board to get up back into that position. And if she doesn't, she's going to see that medal slip away. So this is the biggest competition lift she's done. And if I remember rightly, her opening lift probably wasn't as fast as she wanted it.
Oh, she works
Wow.
well.
I'm not quite sure how she managed to push her way out of that one, but she did. 3 white lights. When it touched her chest there, it looked like it wasn't going to come up, and all of a sudden she managed to drive it out of the hole.
There's a huge battle now between Johnson and Kolikova. Koroleva. And the issue here is that Johnson is a fraction lighter, so she's got a slight advantage.
Yep, so she's going to have to outlift. Nakamura now with 85. She missed this on her opening lift.
That's much better.
Much better control of the bar. Didn't clip the rack that time. And it looks like all it was in that last one, the clipping of the rack just completely
Just threw her right off.
And she managed that one absolutely perfectly. Marta Srozik from Poland now 85 kilograms. Opened on 80.
So back in the 47s, it looks like the Kazakh lifter is going to drop away into the 4th position, and the battle will be between Johnson and Koroleva for silver and bronze.
Yeah, so Kazakhstan has only put in 75 for their 3rd lift, so which isn't enough to challenge for a medal if anyone misses.
Wow.
Had to work hard for the 85, but she gets it back to the top. That's 3 white lights, and what's great is there is so much green on our screen here. It's fantastic to see all these good lifts. Marina Beketova from Russia now, 92.5. Her 90 moved super fast. If you're watching at home, watch closely the way this young lady sets up. So she's a lifter that has a limitation to the amount of drive or use of her legs. And you'll see her set up, and particularly her elbow position is much different than a conventional bench press. Her elbows will be fairly wide out right from the start of the lift because 90% of the power is coming from her back and her chest.
Wow.
Absolutely beautiful.
Look at that
92
wonderful
and a half.
shot looking down on her. That determination.
And that was a good lift selection. Her 90 kilos moved pretty quickly, and they could have gone 95, but 92.5 wasn't super fast. You know, maybe 95 would have been too big a jump for a second lift. Tetiana Shavinsky from Ukraine, 95 kilograms. Just letting the head spotter know exactly what she wants. Making sure that bar is placed exactly where she needs it.
And she's the first of 3 lifters in this weight class who are going to call for this weight.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough contest for that bronze and silver. Oh, slow off the chest, but she gets it back to the top. She'll need to explode a little bit harder than that on a 3rd.
It's just so hard, isn't it, to add even 2.5 kilos because at that speed, another 2.5 kilos is going to slow it down. You won't be able to get it off the chest.
At that speed there, I mean, it's another 2.5 is going to be tough, so she's going to have to explode a lot more.
Yeah.
Haruka Tomiyama from Japan now 95 kilograms. So on body weight, this will shoot her up into 2nd position temporarily.
Oh, great elbow position.
Gets it back to the top.
And like,
and it's a good lift.
As you say, she's one of the 3. She's now in the silver medal position.
Yeah, so they're going to have to work for it.
They're going to have to chase her.
Reba's going to have to put that 97.5 on. Right now, Gana Kadatska from Ukraine.
But as you say, she's heavier, so this will only really get her into temporarily around 4th position because...
Yep, her body weight's a little bit more, so this is only enough to push her up to 4th. And they'll be waiting to see what everyone else puts in for their 3rd lifts. And remember, in the bench-only competition, if you're new to powerlifting, they have 2 changes they can make in their last lift selection.
Oh, it got forward on her.
Yeah. 95, look, we said her 90 was slow for an opening lift. And that big 5 kilo jump has just made it a little bit difficult for her to control.
You can see here it starts to shift towards her toes and you can't pull that back.
Joanna Reba from Canada at 97.5. Really has to get this one on the board.
She does. But I mean, the thing is, if she gets this, she goes into second position only on body weight from the Swedish lifter. But the other ladies are going to chase her down with that number as well.
We've got 97.5 on the board. She gets the start command. It was a little bit wobbly coming down, and it's already dipped down. That'll be a no lift. That's a tough one. You could see her bar path as the bar came down. It just wasn't straight. Just shifted around a little bit. Right now, though, 100 kilos for a world record attempt.
This is back in the 47 kilo class. So
100 kilos. So this isn't just a world masters record. This is a world open record. 49 years of age, 9 years experience competing. So this will be a world open record and obviously a world masters record at the same time.
Well over double body weight, bench press raw.
This is monstrous, but her 92.5 moved like an absolute rocket. I expected them to put in a big jump, but I didn't expect quite that much.
I wasn't expecting this much either.
Great tension. Oh, she handles that easily. 100 kilograms. That should be 3 white lights.
Yes,
and it is, and it's a world record. Sets the world open record at 100 kilograms with more to come. Right now, Old Marson from Sweden, 102.5. She is right out in front with this lift. And if she can put 102.5 on the board, it's going to be very, very difficult to peg her down. But interesting, Joanna Reba has put in a 105 for her third.
At this stage.
Yeah, and there's still 2 changes to come, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Bit of game playing going on.
A little bit tactical there. Ah, that was good. That was better than her opening lift.
She just looks so
fantastic.
much more in command of the weights.
You know, I don't know, but the world record's 110.5.
She should have a crack at that.
Is she going to take a crack at it?
I mean,
the way that bar moved there, I can't imagine it being too much. She only has to put in 111.
Yeah.
So we're back to the start now for round 3. Diksha Sharma from India, 55. And we're waiting with bated breath, and she's put in a 107.5, so she won't take a crack at the record at this stage. She may, after Joanna Reba lifts, she may decide to change that.
And this is a terrific lift for Sharma to be able to go home with, 55 kilo.
Oh, she hit her chest pretty hard. She lost all her tightness as she went down there.
Yeah.
If you watch the replay, you can see she's lowering the bar really nicely. And then that last inch, she just loses tension and it just drops.
And that's because it's very heavy. She's using...
It's very hard to control in that position.
It's heavy
and
for her.
And she's quite a flat lifter as well.
Yeah. So 52.5 would have probably been even a little bit...
yeah, I think 52.5 might have been her absolute limit.
Yeah.
But
great experience.
55 is a great shot. Asiya Orzbekov from Kazakhstan, 77.5. So, interestingly enough, 77.5 will temporarily put her into the silver medal.
Yeah.
And if someone makes a mistake, she might find herself sliding up into a medal.
Yeah.
She's just come out and played her game, stuck to the game plan.
No.
Yeah, it looked like when she got down to the bottom there, you could sort of see that she was struggling with it.
Bar just seems to...
She will settle for 72.5.
Roll a bit forward on her, and there's not enough strength there to get it off the chest.
Shuttleworth from the US of A, 80 kilos on the bar. What's really going to be interesting here in the 52s is Joanna Reba's put in a 105. She wants to challenge for that gold medal. If she misses the 105, is Sweden going to then change their final lift and go for the world record. I mean, they've been quite smart at the moment, putting in 107.5, chasing after the gold medal. But if 105 from Joanna Reber is missed, then they're solid in that gold medal position. Do they take a crack at the world record? So Tatiana Koroleva from Russia, 80 kilograms, and an absolutely fantastic lifter to watch.
Just a change there of which lifter was taking that weight.
Now we're in the under 47s. This is fantastic to watch. This 80 kilos. She's quite a small framed woman. You know, she's not a big upper body woman or anything like that. So she has a fantastic setup and really uses that tension.
PB attempt.
Great shot there from Viva TV.
Oh,
she's having to work.
might-
It's just a bit too much. She almost pushed through that point.
I think
Just
she
a little
can't
bit too
believe
much.
that she didn't get that.
I think she really came out there expecting to get
I
that.
think so. And that would have been an incredibly strategic lift to get in for the medals.
So Kayla Johnson now with 80 kilograms.
Johnson's the only one who's not under so much pressure here because she's got the 77.5 already and she's lighter.
She's lighter on
Yeah.
body weight. I'm not sure. I thought she had 82.5 for a third. I think they might have changed it to 80 after
Well, this is all
two misses.
all she needs now to get the silver. In fact, she's got the silver.
Yep, so she has the silver
Yep.
locked away.
Oh,
And it's a little too much for her, but she'll take the silver on body weight. And Kobayashi's put in a 103 for
there's the
another
world record.
Shuttleworth now from US of A, 80 kilograms. She's been on fire.
PB time.
Yeah, it's not enough to change her ranking, but it's enough to take home a best lift at an international competition.
But like you say, this is her warm-up for her equipped lifting, no doubt, later in the program.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the great things about being able to do raw and equipped at the same event. You can do the raw bench and you can actually change your tactic for the equipped based on this performance. And 80 proving to be a little bit tough for her today. So we jump up to 87.5 for Marta Srozik from Poland.
Again, no threat to the medals, but certainly got some importance for her. And she's getting a feel for how the body feels this morning. She may well put her shirt on and bench later in the week. And maybe she's going easy on herself here.
87.5 kilograms on the bar for Marta. Good touch, but
No.
just a little bit too heavy. So you can see these girls are absolutely pushing their limits for their third lifts. So much green, all these good lifts in lifts 1 and 2. And now they've taken themselves to the absolute limit trying to get into those medals. Gana Kadatska from the Ukraine now, 95, so she missed this on a second. It was just a little bit too much. We said her opening lift moved a bit slowly.
Yeah, she's just not got quite the explosion in the tank as she may have been anticipating. Having said that, sometimes you can come back out and do the lift again and just correct something and
Yeah,
you get
absolutely.
that lift.
I mean, you miss the lift, you go back out,
Yeah.
coach has a talk to you, this is what you need to do, and it works.
Switch on.
It looks like a better descent.
Oh,
She certainly had
it
more
was a
power
better,
in the chest,
yeah, it
but
was a better
just
attempt.
not enough.
So
So
disappointing, but she got her opener, so she's, everyone's safe
Yeah,
here.
everyone's on the board.
on the board.
Marina Beketova from Russia, 95. And she's a fantastic lifter to watch. That power that she has in that upper body is absolutely phenomenal. 95 kilograms, so she'll temporarily roll up into the silver medal.
It'd be wonderful to go home with 3 out of 3 lifts at Worlds.
95 kilograms. The under 52s weighed in at 50 kilograms, almost double body weight.
Oh,
She's having
my
to work,
word.
but she pushes it all the way to the top, and she gets the 95.
That was awesome.
And she temporarily rolls into second position there with a few more lifts to come. Asuza Okamura from Japan, 97.5. So she missed her opener at 85. This is a monster jump from 85 kilos on the second attempt. I imagine 97.5 was probably their original plan. But having missed
so
the opener
skipped
lift.
a second lift in a
Yeah,
way.
so I think it was sort of their original plan to finish
Okay.
on 97.5, but would have expected to put maybe a 90 in the middle there.
And she may have done another lift out there during
It's
the
actually
round.
quite possible.
Because there's 10 lifters.
Some
so
coaches will actually get them to
Yeah.
do that one other lift just to keep the nervous system where it wants to be.
Oh!
And it's just a little bit too much today, 97.5. It would have challenged, would have put her in a silver medal position temporarily. So it was worth a shot. Tetiana Shavinska from Ukraine, 97.5. So she wants to challenge for that silver medal as well.
And Tatiana's the lightest out of that group who are challenging for the medals.
And it's only
No.
2.5 kilograms.
Sorry.
So she's only had to jump
Yep.
2.5 kilograms for a second lift. Her second lift was fantastic. I think she should have this one on the board. Right, slow, but she drives it up.
You know, watching that, she didn't have the 95, the 100 in her.
Yeah,
that was a
97.5
perfect
was
lift for her.
was the limit. So that'll jump her up temporarily to second.
Tomiyama Haruka from Japan.
Haruka Tomiyama from Japan, 97.5.
This is to put her in the bronze medal position.
So this will temporarily move her to second, I think, on weight. She's a very light lifter.
Oh.
Wow, she just held it there an inch and a half above her chest, pushing as hard as she could, but it just wouldn't move any further. So Joanna Reeves dropped her lift to 100 after seeing everyone else's lifts. So this is interesting. She opened at 92.5. She missed the 97.5. And she's just dropped it to 97.5.
Right, there's the, I
because
couldn't
that's all
understand
she
the
needs.
100.
So just
there
watching
we go.
Chrissy adding up all the weights and numbers on the board, trying to figure out why she was
What's the
doing
strategy
100.
here? Yeah.
And just as she was adding it up, they changed their final lift to 97.5 because that's all she needs to lift to get into that bronze medal.
Yep, so this is a lift for the bronze medal now.
Bar is
And it
loaded.
made the decision that the 100 might have been a bit too much,
And
especially after missing 97.5.
added all the pressure to the other lifters by them seeing the 100 there. So this is for a bronze medal in what is a very competitive weight class.
And you can see by all the missed third lifts here that everyone has been trying to get into those medals.
Joanna.
That was better. That was a lot better off the chest, and she gets
Wonderful.
the 97.5 and the bronze medal. And as we suspected, Walter Marston will be going for a world record at 111. She just changed that lift after seeing Reba change hers.
So the silver and
now,
bronze are decided. It's now up to this world record.
and right now we're back into the 47s. Kobayashi for another world record at 103 kilograms. So she already has the World Open and World Masters 1 record at 100 kilograms, and will now have, if she gets this, the World Open and World Masters at 103. This is a monstrous lift. She weighed in at 46.32 kilograms. So we're well above double body weight. $103 for a world record. she's got more in the tank. We'll be seeing that record drop again pretty soon. And it's 3 white lights. She gets the world record and she gets the gold medal. But don't go away, because now we've got another world record attempt in the 52s. 111 kilos going on the bar for Sofia Waldmarsson from Sweden.
This is outstanding.
Not just a personal best lift, but why not break a world record with a personal best?
Absolutely, and she looks good. There's no impact on her from the travel that we can see. She just looks like a
Yeah,
totally
she looks
command.
fresh. Both her 2 lifts moved super fast.
111 kilos on the
And we
bar.
had a suspicion she might have a crack at that world record today.
She absolutely owns this bench. Look at the way she approaches this.
She's fired up. She's managed her adrenaline very, very well. She's got the aggression at just the right level.
Oh, that's
Can we finish the day on another world record?
Oh,
And you can see it just wobbled around in her chest a bit there, and she lost that line and just couldn't budge it. But what a fantastic effort and what a fantastic finish. And she'll finish on the gold medal today. We will move into the
57.
57s now. So we roll straight into the 57s. And another super competitive weight class in the 57s. We look at all the opening lifts. We've got 100 kilos, 100 kilos, 100 kilos, 102, 107, 107, 110. So we've got a super competitive class for those top 3 positions.
This will be fun to watch how the first and second attempts shape the final positions.
And I think we're going to maybe see another shot at a world Chinese Taipei. Yen Su Hong, Chinese Taipei.
100 kilos
That
on
is
the
an
bar.
amazing arch, Gary. I just saw the side on the
I
replay.
wasn't aware that we had a hinge.
fold
100
over.
kilograms on the bar for Chinese Taipei. And in a great position, she gets this on the board. This is actually a fantastic position because all she has to do is equal the top runners. She doesn't have to outlift them.
Yeah, she's in a
And
fantastic
that
position.
was a great lift.
And she will temporarily go into first position with that lift.
That was a fantastic lift there. So,
Now,
Andarukin from the Ukraine, 1025.
From Ukraine, 102.5 kilos on the bar.
So you'll note we have some junior lifters lifting in our open category today as well. And we're seeing more and more times now, occasionally, junior lifters in both men and women taking out World Open Championships and World Open records. The quality of junior athletes and junior lifting in the IPF is just outstanding.
I know, 2.5. Regulation opener.
Great opening lift.
And Gary, just on that point about why juniors are able to compete with mature bodies, what's going on there? Are we training earlier or better, or what's happening?
I think it's a combination of both. I think, as you said the other day, that the IPF and a lot of Alico have put together a lot of school programs and university programs, so they're getting that quality coaching early. You know, so they're not just training in a gym by themselves or looking something up online. They've got quality coaches very early now.
So much of success is about coaching, isn't it?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. There's a few of the guys that I coach, and we have conversations about coaching all the time. And some of them have two coaches. You know, so I've got guys that I coach along with other people as well. And if you want to be a world champion, get a coach.
Her feet are moving. That's what the delay was.
And that hold has made it pretty hard for her. And she gets it back to the top though. Yeah, and there's plenty of opportunities now for athletes to find coaches as well. I mean, Uplift has been a fantastic development, bringing coaches and athletes together around the world.
Because interestingly, there are so many people around the world who have difficulty accessing a quality coach.
A quality coach, yeah. Yep.
Even though our cities are so big, there's a lot of people out of big cities or even in big cities.
And you said it exactly, a quality coach.
Exactly, yep.
Donna Berglund from Sweden, 107.5. Another very young lifter. Wow. If you blink, you miss it.
Fantastic.
In slow motion, that will look 100 miles an hour. That was an absolutely fantastic lift. Watching the replay, it just rocketed off her chest. And Alexandra Rosina, our opening 110 from Russia.
110 kilos on the bar.
Top opener, Gary.
This is the top opener, and it is going to be a battle. And we thought there'd be a world record attempt, and there already is one put
it's already in. Okay.
And it came from Ishibashi from Japan.
However,
right
this
now,
is well under Osina's PB, so this will be comfortable, we imagine. Oh!
comfortable was an understatement.
What does she start warming up on, do you think?
Look,
80 kilos or something?
Where do you begin with a lift that moves that fast? That's absolutely fantastic. So it'll be interesting to see what she puts in now. Is she going to try and match the world record there? And we'll see what she does.
So now we're into the second round of lifts.
Second round, Emily Dodd, Great Britain.
Dodd Emily from Great Britain.
77.5. Won't really change much for her in rankings. And yes, Asina has put in 117.5. Wants to up it even more. Emily Dodd, 77.5. referee's just watching her butt on the bench there.
Emily's got a great technique. She's just going to get stronger and stronger
And it
with
really
that technique.
is. And if you watch the replay, the referees were closely watching her butt.
Yeah.
She's very, very good use of the hamstrings and the glutes there. And what she does is she has them very, very tight, and they just sort of tightening on the bench.
Yep.
So the referee's watching very closely there, but she's
She
perfected
did well
that
to
technique.
keep her hips
She's
down.
perfected that technique
Yep.
very, very well.
I think she's very conscious of not lifting those hips up.
Monika Sorosik from Poland.
Now, she missed this, Gary, on her first attempt.
90 kilos on the bar.
So she's under a bit of pressure now. And Berglund has put in for a world record attempt as well.
Cool.
It is a tough competition when your top three have got to break world records on your second attempt.
Monica to get her opener.
That was better.
It was a better touch.
On that first one, I remember she rolled off her chest and couldn't steady it. And that one, she touched it, held it there very, very nicely.
Gary, do you think that's sort of thrown her game plan a bit, or do you think it's not really that significant in the
Well, I
scheme
mean,
of
it's
things?
not really going to change her rankings, but I imagine she came here with a plan
With a
of wanting
plan.
to. But as coaches, we go in with a plan A and a plan B and a plan C.
So if
and
you miss the first lift,
Yeah.
this is what to do.
so we'll often have, this is what our opening lift is, and we've usually tested that in the gym, making sure, week out, we know we can do this. And then we'll have a plan B for a plan A and a plan B for lift attempt number 2. And if opening lift moves really, really well, this is
Plan
our second lift.
C,
If
yeah.
it's slow, this is our second lift.
Right.
And then the plan C,
So that we
D,
don't
and E
have
as
to
well.
make it up on the day
That's right.
when we're all stressed out.
Yeah, so we've
Okay.
got a very good game plan. And these guys at this level have game plans everywhere. Phoebe Cullingham for the personal best of 100 kilograms.
Oh!
She's had to work hard, but she gets it there.
Let's see if the refs say it's clean.
And she
Yes,
gets
it
the
is.
2 whites.
I just saw her whole body flex and I wondered if her hips came off, but obviously they stayed on. You can see that lift there.
And I think
But
that
the
might
lower
be
buttock
what
stayed
the
on.
chief ref might have actually given the red light for. Kate Mendel from the USA, 102.5.
I'd say it was. But just on that side view, you could see the lower half of the buttock had stayed on. So
Yeah, and in the rules, it's 50%.
Yep.
So yeah, so you can get a red card from one of the side referees, and it'll still be a good lift. Kate Mendel, USA, 102.5. Oh, she's just not quite able to push through that sticking point, and you can see the disappointment on her face there. She knows she should have got that.
she was always going to struggle for, a medal. That she wasn't probably in that hunt, but still that was an important lift for her. And
Yeah, look, it'll play on her mind a bit
Play
on her
on her
third
mind,
lift too.
yep.
I mean, you can see the disappointment on her face when she got up. She
true.
knew she should have got that. Masato Fukushima from Japan, 107.5.
now Masato will temporarily move into bronze.
Yeah, she'll slide up the rankings into bronze temporarily.
Yes.
And it'll be interesting because, these top 3 here are pushing so hard.
That's
I mean,
it.
they're having to break world records to
Yeah.
try and hold their position. Anything could happen. It could actually open the door
Yep.
for some of the other positions.
So Fukushima, here's one to watch. Oh, here we go.
Oh, can she drive it?
She
Not
cannot.
quite.
Oh,
For
dear.
a second there, I thought she was going to push through there. That's
So-
unfortunate. That would have put her in a very nice position.
The first victim of the challenging second round.
We knew this was going to be tough. Melody Anthod from France, 107.5 as well.
Now, can she do it? Let's have a look at her body weight
Well,
again.
this
She'll
will
go into
get her up
bronze.
into-
Yeah, third position. So exactly the same scenario for Melody. She's trying to get into third position.
And they're big jumps. I mean, 7.5
Yeah, they are.
kilograms from an opening lift. At this body weight,
Oh,
and
Melody's the
female
one
lifters, this
that
is a
can
big
fold
jump.
herself in half here.
yeah, she has that extra special hinge.
She's got a hinge around L5.
It's quite an amazing setup. I mean, that flexibility is fantastic. And
No.
107.5, a bit too
She
tough
couldn't
as well.
hold the tension. It was so painful and so tight. She
Just
couldn't
a little
breathe.
bit too much.
There was nothing she could do there. She had to take a breath of air, and all that energy was used up getting it down and holding the position, and she just lost it.
And these girls, you can see how tough this competition is. That, having to push themselves so hard in the second round. Right now, Hung from Chinese Taipei looking at 107.5 as well, to try and temporarily slide up into the silver medal position.
Yeah, because she's light. So she'd get into second place in front of Ishibashi with this. Oh, she's not going to do it, Gary.
Again, too tough.
Absolute carnage
they
here
are
through
big
the...
jumps, and they're big jumps. 7.5 kilos at this weight class at female lifters is a big jump.
And this is where the coach who says, don't be sucked into the 107.5, let's put 105 on and get it.
And just get it on the board and then wait and see what happens.
And this is a strategy we saw in previous flights, but it hasn't happened here. They all tried the same amount.
They've all tried to get in there early, and they're, I reckon, from the Ukraine now, 110 kilograms, so another big jump. Although Anna is an absolutely outstanding lifter, and her opening lift rocketed up.
It's moving really well for her. This is to get into first place. Oh, it rolls forward.
That one just couldn't. She just rolled her wrists around.
Yeah.
She brought it to the chest and she rolled her wrists around. She was all over the place there. So she's another victim to this heavy competition. And right now we move into world record status. So Akane Ishibashi is looking for a world open record of 116 kilograms.
She's in second place. This is obviously to get her into first place, but to also get the world record. And very competitive.
So your top 3 positions are all having to break world records to hold on to those medal positions.
The top 3 lifters have to break the world record.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure.
We rarely see that the top 3 are going for the world record.
Top 3, and it's a second attempt too, not the third lift.
Look at Berglund looking on to see how she does it. So they've still got another lift after this, Gary.
This is only the second attempt, and we've got 3 world record attempts in a row.
Just taking her time with her setup. And get everything right. This is the pressure lift.
And this is a big call from every one of these athletes, because you can't change your second lift. I think she's got that.
Gary.
Let's wait and see.
Yes.
And it is. It's on the board of the world record. How long will she hold the world record for? We will see.
For ages or seconds?
Minutes or seconds. It could be either. So now 116.5 goes on the bar. Donna Berglund from Sweden is going to try and crack that world record as well. 116.5.
Donna's got nothing to lose here. She's safe in bronze position. She can't go back from there.
Yep, so she has a 107.5 on the board for a first. No one has been able to challenge that.
So here comes Donna Berglund.
So Donna Berglund will try and crack the world open record, and interestingly, she's a junior lifter as well. So if she gets this, she'll get the world junior record too.
She comes from very famous stock.
Yeah, that's a name we all know.
Her brother, Eddie Berglund, and her father, wonderful bench presses. There she goes, Gary.
That was never in doubt, was it? 116.5, so that's the world open and world junior record right there.
And that's what you're talking about, juniors who can actually take on the open level lifters.
Yeah, I mean, the competition's just getting tougher and tougher, but it's not over, because Alexandra Osina from Russia wants 117.5 for the world record as well.
Gary, why didn't she put 117 on there? She doesn't need the 0.5.
Because this is going to rocket up.
Okay.
I don't just want the world record, I want to show you I'm here for the gold medal.
She wants to close the gate for the other girls,
that's
okay?
It. I'm shutting the door.
So this is aggression, you know, this is an aggressive
And
attempt
yeah, the
selection.
117.5 is a bit of a message as well.
Yeah, okay.
She opened at 110, and it really did. It rocketed. And I
Look at them all looking.
Yeah, and we were not surprised to see Alexandra put in for a world record.
Here we go. No. What did we just see?
It was, and I think the message has been sent.
I just happened to look at Vicky
Oh,
Bofa.
and look what they put in. Berglund has put in a 127 and a half, and I think it might be a bit of a bluff lift, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and it probably is a little bit of a bluff. That gets her a chop at 127 and a half. She has the opportunity to be the last lifter.
Correct.
So she can drop to what she needs to drop to.
She'll drop it to what she needs.
So Emily Dodd now around for, that was the fastest 117 and a half world record I've ever seen in my life. Even the chief referee looked over at me then and went, what?
I just looked at the chief of jury and her eyebrows shot up like mine.
Wow, what a message. Emily Dodd now with 80 kilograms.
Oh, wow. That was thrilling. So now we've got the third round of lifts. Emily's
Yeah,
going for
and
80 kilos.
It's interesting now because your top three are set and secured. And Alexandra Asina from Russia has put in a 128. She wants to be last lifter.
Oh, beautiful lift for Emily there, Gary.
Absolutely
She's
superb.
delighted.
3 from 3 at the World Championship.
Yeah, I really love her benching. I just enjoy watching her. And I think one day she's going to take those foot blocks away and she's going to try and get a little more leg drive.
I mean, that's just one of those things where you just develop and
Yeah,
develop.
she'll develop that.
Monika Strozek from Poland, 100 kilograms. She missed her opening at 90 as a result of just rolled back off her chest.
Yep.
Handled it no problems with a second. But 100's a big jump.
It's 10 kilos and it's more than 10% of what she just lifted.
It's quite a big jump proportionally.
Shocks you a little bit when you take the weight with the jump. But look at this fascinating setup where the heels end up basically under her shoulders.
Yeah, and I think
something's wrong. Her heels were touching the...
Not sure. I think her heels weren't on the ground properly.
Down. Okay.
I thought I saw them shift as she took the bar. Yeah, and you can see her knee moving there, which is shifting her heel.
She's not... No, that's it.
She's not going to take that
done.
lift. Yeah, just a little bit too much. You could see her left knee was shifting back and forth, and the heel was coming off the ground.
It's not a stable position. She's trying to find a stable position.
It's a very, very difficult position to be in with your legs that far back. Some people do it really, really well.
But she's also got her feet splayed right out wide. So some combination of the ankle, the foot, the knee, the hip is going to work for her that has her completely stabilised.
So Phoebe Cullingham from Canada, 102.5. Let's see, Alexandra Asina from Russia has put in for a 128 for her last lift. She wants to be the last person to lift. And although I don't know if that's a bluff though, after watching a 117.5 move, it might not be a bluff.
I mean, she could add 10 kilos, which she's effectively done, to what we just saw.
I mean, the way it moved, I mean, there's no reason it couldn't happen.
Oh,
and
Phoebe
working hard, but she gets it to the top. 102.5. It's a good lift, and she goes 3 from 3, and she's ecstatic over that one.
Well, why wouldn't you be when you weigh 56 kilos and you bench press over 100 kilos?
Fantastic, isn't it? Kate Mendel from the US of A looking at 102.5.
Yeah, she missed this on the second attempt, on her second round.
A lot of those girls were pushing super hard on their second lift to try and get up into those medals.
You know, sometimes there's a thing with numbers. Although she's American, she works in pounds naturally, but she opened just under the 100 and she's trying to go just over the 100. A lot of lifters don't like to lift the even number in the middle. Oh, there she goes. This is better, Gary.
That looks a lot better.
She's going to muscle that out.
She certainly did muscle that one to the top, and it should be a good lift. And it is.
Oh,
it's on the board at 102.5.
Absolutely
so that
brilliant
drives
fight.
her up into 6th position. temporarily.
Oh, that is wonderful. And she kept the hips down. She didn't cave into the temptation to throw everything at it. She just had control.
And now we have 3 lifters in a row that missed 107.5 on their second.
Yeah.
Trying to find their way up into the medals. Masato Fukushima with 107.5.
There's no medal contention here, but there's just the...
Now it's pride.
It's a pride of getting that lift. Or going home with just your opener.
107.5.
Oh, it's much better.
That was more like it. That was what she needed to do on her second.
Yeah, respect. That's
She
really
gets it
good.
on the board at 107.5.
She came out, fixed the error. and got what
Melody
she was looking
entered
for.
now from France. Also missed 107.5 on her second.
This is
Wants
brutal
to get this on the
competition,
board.
Gary.
It has been absolutely brutal.
Let's see if she can take this home today. PB.
.5.
She only just made weight, 56.9.
Yeah, she's right on the money there.
I predict she's had a rough lead up in terms of getting that weight down.
Quite possibly.
Making weight.
Making good use of that hinge in her thoracic region.
Oh,
That was more
Lord,
like
that's
it.
better. There it is. I think she's quietly
Let's see what
confident
the
with that.
referee say about that one.
There we
and
go.
it is 2 white lights and it's on the board.
Awesome. Isn't it wonderful to see them getting the lift?
And now Hung from Chinese Taipei also missed 107.5 on her second.
Let's see if she can redeem the situation. And that's how she'll be thinking of it in her mind.
From Chinese Taipei, 107.5 kilos on the bar.
107.5 kilograms.
I can only imagine what would have happened in this group if all of them had got these lifts the second
That's it.
round.
It would have just
Can you
been,
imagine
wow.
then what would have happened in terms of the
Then,
competition?
yeah, then you would have seen some pushing for those top
Oh, Young.
three. And gets that one up as well. That should be a good lift, and it is.
What happened out there? All these ladies
Well,
went back.
I think a lot of it was to do with the big jumps and the pressure.
And the pressure.
The pressure of needing to put it on there. It was such a tight competition.
So
So
Gary-
much pressure to get that on the board.
So it's fair to say that the competition situation really plays a hand.
Yeah, look, and it can play both ways. We've seen it play into making some errors in the second lift, but we've also now seen it play into 3 world records in a row
There we
to
go.
try and get those medals. Right now,
Right.
Anna Rokin from Ukraine, 110,
110.
another missed second lift,
Yep.
and not what I would expect from her.
This will get her into 4th position, which is really respectable in this deep group of lifters. Oh, it
And
goes forward again.
Again, just can't
That's
quite.
the error she makes.
You can see, yeah, as she's pushing, she's losing a lot of that power as she twists the wrist, rather than maintaining that straight wrist and having the power right into the bar.
In some ways, if she could lift vertically, hit the touch vertically higher, it'd
Keep her
prevent
wrist,
that
yeah,
her
keep
wrist
her
to
wrist
be able to
looking
stay
forward. The power
neutral.
piston under
Yeah.
the bar. Right now, a world record though, 120 kilograms is on the bar. So Ishibashi from Japan.
She set the record
She
first.
held the record for a few seconds at 116. It got taken away twice. She wants it back at 120. And depending on the next 2 lifters, this could result in a gold medal.
This is it. This could be the gold medal.
So she put in a 118 and she changed it to 120.
But she'll be thinking about Orsina was so strong. So she has to throw everything at this.
Oh, she's struggling a bit with the weight, but she gets it back to the top. She's managed that range of motion
Yes.
very well. So that's a world record at 120.
She's
So
got another
she's
world record.
forcing Berglund and Asina to keep their lifts up high. So is Bergman going to change at all at 127.5?
I wonder if she thought this morning she'll
And
set
she
2
has.
world records.
Bergman has dropped hers to 120.5.
And that's smart. I think Berglund realises she should not get caught up in Orsina.
Yeah,
She's just
Orsina
got to
has
battle
put the
against.
128 in, and there's no telling whether that's a bluff
Correct.
for last position, for last lift. And the 120.5 for the world record is a smart move, and this will be a world junior record as well.
Of course.
So 120.5 for a world open record and a world junior record, and to also go into the gold medal position temporarily with one lifted to come.
120.
Here she comes, 120.5. Only a few extra kilos. Can she put this on the board? It's tough competition when gold, silver and bronze have to break world records twice in a row.
But she's
with
here to
2
compete,
lifts.
and this is what she has to do. She never would have practiced 120.5.
Oh, she got a long press ball,
tap.
but I think she's got it there. Let's see what the referees say.
Yes!
And it is. It's another world record. And Alexandra Orsina has done the really smart thing there. Watch that lift and dropped hers to 121.
She did drop it. Okay, she's.
Yeah, she waited for everyone else.
Yeah. I actually wondered if she just wanted to stack it up to get the record
I mean,
as
it
high
was a
as she
smart
could.
move. She just wanted to be the last one to have the
Correct.
decision. You know, we saw her do 117.5. She knew she is strong enough to be the last lifter. So 121 on a bar for the world record. And Berglund had the junior record as well now at 120.5. And no one's going to take that away from her today. But Alexandra Orsina from Russia now looking for 121, not just for the world record, but for the gold medal, because if she misses this lift, she drops back down to the bronze medal position.
Bronze, gold, world record, no pressure. Oh.
She could have left it at 128.
In fact, I
Wow.
thought she would. I thought
3
she would.
white lights, so a gold medal. What a competition to have to see the top 3 positions have to break the world record in your second lift
Twice.
and then do it again in your third lift. All 3 of them. Wow, what a fantastic way to
Session.
finish this session.
That was brilliant.
Don't go too far away. We'll be right back here with the medal ceremony to watch these girls stand up on the podium.
last night?
What?
Did you drink more last night?
No. Sleep.
The 47 kilos class. Third place, Coral River Tatiana from Russia, 77.5 kilos. The second place, Johnson Kaylee from United States, 77.5 kilos. The first place, Kobayashi Naoko from Japan, 103 kilos. Please stand up. The next, 52 kilos class. Third place, River Joanna from Canada, 97.5 kilos. The second place, Shabinska Tatiana from Ukraine, 97.5 kilos. The first place, Bodemason Sofia from Sweden, 102.5 kilos.
we do it?
57 kilos class. Third place, Ishibashi Akane from Japan, 120 kilos. The second place, Berggren Donna from Sweden, 120.5 kilos. The first place, Oshina Alexandra from Russia, 121 kilos. Please stand up.